Pope Urban basically brings a gang of speakers out and just plays fucking Ride the Lightning by Metallica and tells everybody to go fucking retake the Holy Land.
These guys...
Which gets everybody so fucking juiced. They're like, oh, yes!
Yeah.
Like, I'm thinking of the Wales flag, which is like
blue, right? Is that blue?
No, that one's like, I don't know. We should probably look that up. But
Yeah.
I
Nah,
think you're
fuck
right.
those guys from Wales. You know.
Yeah, I mean England, dude. Yeah, Wales can fucking help wreck some stadiums. Blows up tomorrow, dude. With fucking Rob McElhenney and that other asshole in it, dude. You convinced me, dude. I'm not watching that.
Yeah, Deadpool, cool dude.
Deadpool. What if he? What if that? You know what would be funny if they just changed the name and like made it so ridiculous that all the fans were like, "Yeah, fuck this."
What do you mean? Change the name?
The
of
Wrexham Deadpools. Like, what if he changed? like, what if he? What if he just? They just completely destroyed the oldest football.
Yeah. The football club. Yeah.
In fucking England.
That's what I figured they would have done by now already. Like, if not after their first season.
If it was an Always Sunny episode, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, everybody chimed in to put in a fucking new team name, you know, to give the team a new image, a new look.
Yeah.
And they're the Wrexham fucking Rectums, you know, like something. It rhymes in Charlie's ears.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or he spelt rhinos wrong, and it's rectum.
Yeah, the only successful thing that they do is start selling Philly cheesesteaks. Like, that's a hit. Like, that's a massive hit.
There's people hunching over from heart attacks.
Yeah.
In the next 10, 15 years that follow. Yeah, but...
the fucking Crusades, mate.
The Crusades.
So the Crusades were a series of holy wars or holy campaigns directed from the Western Catholic Church towards retaking the Holy Land.
Dude.
And there's various other objectives throughout all of them, but that's the main goal.
Can I just say, like, Call of Duty's missing out big time on just being, like, campaigning.
What do you mean?
And going back into, like, making a video game about the Crusades.
That's interesting. I guess the closest thing would be like Assassin's Creed, but that's not.
Yeah, no.
You know what I mean?
That's like
nobody's made a first-person shooter for the medieval ages. Put it that way, which would be fucking sick.
It would be sick. I think Assassin's Creed was very much like.
How the fuck has nobody done that? That's a genius idea, dude.
I know. Fuck.
Are you
Cut
kidding
that.
me?
Cut that. We're gonna cut that, and then
No, that stays in, dude. We're getting jobs at Activision tomorrow, dude.
Dude, that's a cash cow, dude. That is a cash cow. But also,
especially now, now you could do that.
You genuinely think now? I think you'd be so. You can't have any religious implication into it.
Now you could make. So here's what I got in my head.
Yeah.
The motion. You could motion capture the shit, dude.
Okay.
You're a fucking knight riding into battle with 64 other guys online.
Oh yeah, dog.
You see what I'm saying, dude?
Yeah.
And it's all
dude.
Motion capture, dude.
Yeah,
that would be unreal.
That'd be tight as fuck.
Yeah, we're cutting this, dude. Activision is hiring us tomorrow, dude.
But yeah, we should definitely cut that because that's a great idea. But yeah, so starting this thing off here, man,
1095 back in 1095.
Even before that. So look, let me start off with this.
Yeah, let's go back and just kind of set the scene here. Yeah, what's going on?
Let me start out with this, all right, dog. Let me lay it on you like this, dog. All right, let me crack an egg of knowledge on you, dog. Look, as far even today, 2022, and the shit that we know about religion, because this is all religion, a holy war, all that shit. Even going to places like today, you got to go to church because that's the house of God. You go to fucking, you go to the mosque, you go to your synagogue, wherever it is. That's a holy fucking place. So, dude, as early as the 4th fucking century, people were making pilgrimages to fucking Jerusalem,
The Holy Land.
the Holy Land, which has been up for debate for as long as fucking Christ has died, as long as Muhammad's been around, as long as fucking all this shit. But like this, oh man, I'll shout out the author a little bit after this, but like it's funny the way he was describing it. He was like, dude, people have been like going to these places since early as the 4th century to like get the radiation. You go there to like get something, to get a piece. You know, you stand on the same place where Christ died.
Pilgrimage, dude.
Yeah, you make a pilgrimage. That's what this all fucking like starts with. And the fucking people making these pilgrimages, I mean, they were everybody, just millions of people from the 4th century up until I think they said the 7th century, when I think that's where this kind of like begins, where
The 6th century is when Islam is created.
yeah.
And yeah, you're right. About 100 years later, they recapture the Holy Land. The Muslims.
From the Christian, so like what was Christian land, because obviously in Jerusalem Christ died.
Right.
Okay.
It was part of the Eastern Roman Empire.
Yeah.
The Byzantine Empire.
Yeah, Byzantine. Who says Byzantine? What's wrong with you, dude?
Byzantium, dude.
But I mean, dude, Christ died first, all right? And for our sins, all right? I don't know what Muhammad did. And
He just fucking chilled, dude. And he was like, let's take back our shit. And they're like,
and then
back.
they fucking
They were like,
sure
they were
as
like, take back. What?
Whoa.
So Islam is created around 600 AD. 100 years later, they recapture the Holy Land. So modern day Lebanon, parts of Syria, Jerusalem, Israel, all that gets scooped back up
Yeah.
and taken from the Byzantine Empire.
That's going to bug you guys.
Yeah, I'll stop. I'll stop.
But it's taken over by these fucking guys. And
But they were cool, man. Like after a while, they said, yeah, Christian, Jews, whoever wants to come can come.
yeah.
Like if you want to come and do your pilgrimage, that's fine.
No big deal.
Yeah.
Because when you think about it, dude, think of what a utopia that is for a moment right there. You have Christian, you have Judaism, you have Islam, all recognizing that this one place,
This one spot is special.
is special, and everybody being like, yo, chill.
Yeah.
Yo, is it your turn? All right, you go first.
Yeah, you go ahead.
All right.
You go ahead, dude.
Hey, you can't cut, dude. He goes first, then you, then your sister. What's up, girl? But like that was amazing in itself to me. Like, dude, all like the 3 major religions on planet Earth, which are all a tremendous joke, in my opinion. But all respecting each other at this one moment in time. Not all of them per se, but like I feel like it was more or less it was the civilians being respectful of each other on this holy land,
That's what it was.
and
100%,
everybody
dude.
being on the same page. Yeah.
You're 100% correct. But also you gotta think too, man. These are the days where like, all right, say you are a Christian guy living in Syria and it's occupied Muslim territory. You know, everybody goes to service and say like a Muslim cleric just like goes off the reservation. He's like, I don't know, dude. I've been reading the Quran. I think we should just kill all the Christians, dude.
Yeah, for sure.
And then, like, say you're a Christian just sitting there sipping a cappuccino, dude. It's a fucking
Doing something
Sunday.
real Roman.
It's a Sunday. You're reading your paper, dude.
Yeah.
And then, like, you just hear it off in the distance. Like, there's no fucking Twitter being like, yo, the fucking Muslims are coming out for the Christians in Aleppo, dude. Like, you're just sitting there all of a sudden, you just hear, like, 20 guys with fucking curvy swords just come and fucking kill you, dude.
With curvy swords, dude. Alibaba's sword.
So that's kind of the time, like, I guess what I'm trying to say is the governance of these lands is very precarious. Like, it's not...
Yeah. And also, I want people to
They're
know...
united, but they're not, because it's way fucking...
But see, that's the thing, too. I think the time period is very interesting in itself. The Crusades, it's almost like your brain, especially if you've studied Western history, like, and I mean, like, you've been taught by Western teachers and shit like that. Like, that was a part of breaking my mind while learning about this. If I thought about old times in the Middle East, I'm like, oh, just a bunch of guys on swords and horseback. But it was literally the same time where it's like, we're going to have knights. We're going to have guys on fucking horseback.
Yeah.
They're going to be fucking, like, dude, you remember when the fucking Rydell speed helmets came out, dude?
Yeah.
Like, and you weren't on that shit? Like, you were like, oh, dude, you want to get CTE, dude? All the time? Like, dude.
Yeah, you were like, I am just going to... You're playing fucking safety. You're like, I am just going to go head first into this pile, dude. I can do that now.
You know how Dwayne Wade brought out the fucking, like, the knee foam fucking, like, knee pad Spanx?
Yeah.
And, like, you're just out there with, like, you know, Hakeem Olajuwon fucking knee pads? Go fuck yourself.
I was like, damn.
Yeah, dude. How do you get those, like, in the fucking, the spandex? And also, like, at this time, too, there was, in Europe alone, in all of Europe, there was about 60 to 70 million people. Like,
yeah, population's getting juiced, like, everywhere, you know.
Yeah. It's just a wild time, and, like, you're just in this time of, like, dude, if we're going to fight a different style. Shit's going to be fucking different. I feel like you can almost call that, like... if you can take someone somewhere, would we call that gladiator? To kind of reference, maybe pre-gladiator.
Yeah, the way, basically what you're describing, how they described it in the book I'm reading, it was like chainmail got bigger but lighter, shields got lighter but smaller.
Yes.
Advanced charges turned into guys on horses.
Calculators, in a calculated attacks.
They started using whatchamacallit, like more advanced siege weapons and shit like that, dude. Like, so that's just kind of at least militarily. So I gotta take a piss. Go ahead.
Yeah. So people were getting their shit together at this time.
So to jump forward from kind of the capture of the Holy Land by the Muslims in the 600s, pilgrimages were fine from other faiths, which was the most important thing to the Holy Land. But around the 10th century, the 900s, it was getting a little dice. And there were instances of, like I said before, the Muslims just deciding, like, you know what, fuck the Christians, dude. Let's just kick all those assholes out of town and just destroy their fucking religious sites. And they ended up destroying the Church of the Sepulchre, dude, which is where Jesus was buried, you know, resurrected, etc. That's the main holy site. And the people controlling it are the Egyptian Muslims at this time. All right, so in the 10th century, again, a little bit later, some fucking rogue bandits show up from Turkmenistan, dude.
Fucking Turks, dude.
And I forget what these fucking guys are called.
The Seljuk Turks.
Fucking come out down from the mountains, dude, and just take over fucking all the Muslim territories, except for kind of like the south, like the Mediterranean, you know, even in Spain. Like, all that's Egyptians and various other caliphates. But, like, basically Asia, you know, Iran, Iraq, that is all taken over by these fucking Seljuk Turks.
Seljuk Turks, yeah.
Yeah. And they're kind of fucking brutal. They're kind of fucking dickheads, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, they make enemies out of everybody.
Yeah.
So they eventually take the Holy Land from the Egyptian Turks, or from the Egyptian Muslims, sorry.
Yes, yes,
And then they start pushing into the Byzantine Empire.
yes.
And they basically take over the whole mainland of modern-day Turkey. And they're pushing up on the kind of outskirts of Constantinople.
Yeah.
And their king, their ruler, Alexius,
Yeah.
He's-
Like, just a second.
he fucking throws a paper airplane over to the Pope, dude. He's like, bro, we need some fucking help.
Yeah.
And it should be noted, 50 years before this. So this is like what you're going to talk about with the Pope. That happens in 1095. So this is
Yeah.
the early 11th century leading up all the way for like 100 years. They're just dominating these Seljuk Turks, being fucking dickheads. And yeah, so one more thing I just want to say. In I think 1054, the Great Schism occurs,
Yeah.
which divides the
the-
Christian church into two:
The West and
Eastern
the East.
Orthodox
Yeah.
and West. So basically, the East is Byzantine Empire going up into like Russia and all the fucking Slavs and shit.
I think that's East, right? Mm-hmm. So that's the Eastern.
That's the Eastern Orthodox Church. So like Greece, Turkey,
Yeah.
all that shit. And then the West is essentially Europe, northern Spain, most of Italy, if not all of Italy.
I think all of it. I mean, at that time too. I mean, dude, the Romans had just fallen, like what you just said, like
No, so the Romans fell in
the third.
the 3rd century.
Century.
So this is the fucking 11th century.
Yeah.
So what's left is, after the Romans fell, the feudal system and all the kind of hierarchy stayed. So like the Franks become big dicks.
Oh, that's right,
Which is
that's right.
like French, the eastern border of France, like French German people.
Yeah.
And then there's like all these various German kingdoms. England becomes a big dick.
Yeah.
Basically all the countries in Central and Northern Europe.
What we know today is probably the major nations of Europe.
Yeah.
Is what.
Fucking yeah, and most of it was loosely associated, with the exception of like northern, like England, Norway, all those fucking countries were part of the Holy Roman Empire, which was controlled by the Germans or the Franks. The French, so French, German, Austrians controlled this for like, I don't know, probably, let me think about this, like 1,000 years the Holy Roman Empire lasted. And basically all that was is the Pope elected one of these noble houses, the leader of all of
Yeah.
the Western. So that's what that was.
Yeah.
All right. Spain is mostly Muslim, except for like the northern territories. All of the South Mediterranean is Muslim. So like Morocco, all that shit. Basically going into the east, which would be like Egypt, the East Mediterranean, Egypt,
Chad.
Chad, Niger.
Who named that place, dude? Who named it Chad? And why didn't they name it Chaz?
Some fucking Chad, dude. And then the Holy Land is controlled by Muslims. Everything east going, basically into Asia, Middle East, that's all Muslim. The rest is fucking either Byzantine Empire or the Holy Roman Empire or their allies. But it's all like loose Europe's basically, I guess what I'm trying to say is a loose confederation of these fucking like feudal systems that had like various kings, dukes, counts, and they're all like trying to big dick each other.
Yes.
And they're marrying off but they're all
They're
Western.
all banging each other.
They're all Western Catholics. So
Yeah.
that's the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah.
So yeah, but the Eastern Orthodox people, which is basically Turkey, Greece, that area, they're losing ground to these Turks, dude, from the fucking woods, dude. More like from the mountains, but whatever. So he sends over this paper, sends a kite, dude, over to the Pope.
Tight.
And that's what you were going to talk about.
Yeah. So fucking like this is where like shit kicks off, because the first Crusade is
Pretty fucking metal, dude.
is Pope Urban II just pretty much being like he was like in support of the Byzantine Empire with Alexios and all that. He wants to be against these fucking Seljuk Turks. So he's like, dude, we're gonna fucking arm you guys up. We're gonna get fucking wild here. On top of that, look, dude, this is like the fucking nuts shit, dude, because he gives this speech.
Yeah.
That is like,
Yeah.
all I can think of is Hitler.
Yeah. I thought the same, dude.
Just riling up his fucking people. Dude, like, we're gonna let these Islam fucks come here and fucking take over our shit? Absolutely not. Can I put a fucking sale on this? Yes, I can. You know why? Because I'm the fucking Pope. Do you have a sin? Do you have a sin? We got indulgences, okay? Which indulgences were basically like, if you were a bad person and you wanted to fucking cash in a fucking, like, can I cash in a sin? What do I have to do to fucking be forgiven for my bullshit? This guy was like, you can fight for the fucking right side is what you can fight for.
Yeah.
And you will be so fucking, the numbers for people being like, absolutely.
Yeah, dude.
I'm a sinner, dude. I'm a sinner.
Anybody who was ever a soldier just got so stoked. They're like, I'm going to Valhalla, dude.
Dude, you get fucking juiced up on fucking wine and bread, and you're like,
fucking everybody just heard fucking metal playing.
dude, everybody who heard indulgences were gonna be given out left and right.
They're like, oh,
for the
hell yeah,
sacrifice of giving your
He's
life.
like, they're like, I'm gonna kill so many fucking people, dude.
Dude, there was already like 7.
I'm gonna steal so much shit. And
There
rape
was
so many people, dude.
There were 7 fucking guys already listening to Metallica. They didn't even fucking know. They just like take their fucking head. What?
What's going on?
Oh no, yeah, I'm down. Dude,
It's the classic joke, dude. Like I said, guys, like, I'm gonna kill so many people. I'm gonna rape so many people, and they're like, dude, indulgences, right? He's like, what are you talking about? They're like, oh yeah.
yeah, dude. So this leads to so Pope Urban II gives this fucking speech. He's like, dude, you know what? We have an obligation to fucking do this. We're definitely gonna, we're gonna forgive you people for everything you do as long as you kill the fucking Muslims, you kill the bad people. Dude, again, this war is over territory. Like, that's what we really should. I don't think we've kind of been talking about it, but like the end all be all is like the Holy Land. This fucking area.
So 2 reasons the Pope loved it. He's like, yeah, dude, like, hey, we're gonna go help he's like, yeah, we're gonna go help our Christian brothers, right? He's like, fuck Eastern Orthodox, dude.
Yeah.
He's like, this is a chance for us to take back the fucking Holy Land.
Yeah.
And secondly, he's like, yeah, that guy I elected emperor, he's a fucking dickhead, dude. I want to take. He's
dunce, dude. So.
He's like, I want to take back power, dude.
Yeah.
I'm going to make this fucking speech, and people are going to be following me.
Yeah.
Not that fucking asshole, the leader of the Holy Roman Empire. Fuck that.
That's just it. That's it over and over. So throughout these crusades, because this isn't just one thing, folks. This is 9 quote unquote
quests.
We can call it.
We'll call them quests.
Okay.
For lack of
and this lasts over like 290 years.
Yeah, it's 200 plus years.
Yeah. And it's just like back and forth bullshit, but obviously, if you have religious implications and religion at this time, again, the medieval times, you got fucking peasants who are like hoping, if this guy fucking collects 7 potatoes, he's like, God's gonna grant me 7 boys.
Yeah.
Which
Dude,
is
yes.
fucking no.
That's all right. So what you're getting at is a great point. So all the fucking low folk, all the common folk, they're like, I'm going to Valhalla.
Yeah.
Some of the knights too, but all of the nobility, they were like, I'm gonna go get fucking paid, dude.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go get me some land overseas, dude. Like
Indulgent.
They're
Dude,
seeing
indulgences, dude.
They're seeing dollar signs, man.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's always funny because this happens throughout the entire thing.
Yeah.
Whenever, we'll get to it later, whenever they conquer a city, they fucking bicker about who's going to become the governor or the local ruler. They always infight afterwards.
Yeah.
To like decide who gets to take it over.
Yeah.
Even though they're all technically on the same side. They're like, fucking, I'm just going to make up a couple names here. Eagleheart of England versus Guy de Flamme of Orange.
Right.
From fucking France, dude. They take over Aleppo and they're like, dude, just, like I did all the work.
Yeah.
So like, why don't you take your fucking knights?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, your crusade's over. And
they're
like, pump your brakes, bitch.
Yeah.
And then like some junior guy comes in and he's like, actually, my guys all died, dude. We did all the fucking fighting while you assholes have been bickering this whole time. They're like, yeah, shut the fuck up, dude. Listen, Eagleheart, the shit's mine, dude. Like they just, anytime they take over a city, they bicker about who's gonna fucking eventually become ruler of that little area.
Yes.
I find that interesting. So like, it's all about.
That happened everywhere, dude. That's just it.
Yeah,
like
that's just the time.
It's
all about the personal growth and wealth of your own individual kingdom.
Yes.
There's so many scattered across.
And again, if we look, God, if you can look at a map of how this is, so ultimately, as you know now, if we can date this episode of this podcast in 2022, like the Crusades ultimately did very little for the Middle East. Like it's very Muslim. It's very like Christianity is, it's probably the 3rd most popular religion there. But at this time, they felt like they had to do this. They had ownership of this Holy Land because of Jesus Christ before anyone else.
Right.
R.I.P. dude. R.I.P.
Yeah, R.I.P. to the God, dude.
But it was in that first crusade, prior to that first crusade, they did what I can only call is the July 6th raid of the capital.
I know, yeah.
The People's
That's
Crusade,
hilarious, dude.
Oh
that is
my,
fucking hilarious, dude.
Where these unorganized assholes.
So real quick, just to let's get back on the timeline. So Pope Urban basically brings a gang of speakers out and just plays fucking Ride the Lightning by Metallica and tells everybody to go fucking retake the Holy Land.
These guys,
which gets everybody so fucking juiced. They're like, oh, yes.
Yeah.
Like, you're either juiced by like just what we were just saying for the last 10 minutes, either religious fervor, personal gain, whatever it is. So, yeah. Go back to January 6th.
Yeah.
Dude,
so
that's hilarious.
That's the only thing I could refer to is like before the first Crusades of everything, they try to do like the People's Crusade where it was like just a bunch of like, well, all right. Well, first and foremost, there's a guy named Peter the Hermit.
Yeah.
Who the fuck's behind that guy? He's a hermit? Peter the Hermit?
Follow me!
Yeah.
I am Peter the Hermit!
The guy's talking from under a fucking hooded shelter like, you guys should do this. You guys should listen. I'm right. You guys are wrong.
Follow me.
Look, so this French asshole who's a priest, Peter the Hermit, he leads like 1,000 of just like...
No, dude. 20,000.
of the poorest fucking
Like,
Christians in
Peasants
Europe.
who just lost their. They're like, "Dah!
Yeah, dude. This
I
guy
will go to Valhalla."
This guy gave half of a speech and then played corn. and just
Corn follow the leader.
Yeah, dude. Just fucking had these people lead into like what is now like in transit through Germany.
It's so fucking
And the
funny.
Germans
Yeah.
the
Continue.
German bands like massacre these fucking people. Just murdered them. And
Wait. Say that again.
when they were going through Germany, through Germany, Crusade spawned German bands who massacred Jewish communities.
Oh, yeah. So that's what I thought you said. So,
Yeah.
let's just real quick here. Jews got a tough go around again during this time, dude. One of the main kind of sidebars to this is all the Jews in Central Europe were fucking either murdered, sent running for the fucking hills, or forcibly converted.
Look, the Jews had a rough go.
Again. Again, dude. Yeah,
Look,
dude.
I have nothing against
That was
Look,
one of the real
look.
fucking sad things. It was just like, ooh.
That's just it, but like it was just a failed attempt before obviously the
January 6th thing is hilarious.
it is very much
So-
exactly what that is. Just a bunch of fucking idiots being like, dude, let's fucking put on a fucking buffalo head and we're gonna go figure this out ourselves, dude.
They go along the Danube River through fucking Hungary, and they get to Hungary, and they're like, shit, we ran out of food and supplies.
Yeah.
So they start raiding Hungarian towns who are Christian. They're
Yeah.
Eastern Christian. Then they get deeper and deeper into the Byzantine Empire, and they start raiding all those towns. So they immediately lose sight of what the fucking goal is.
Yeah.
And then they finally get to Constantinople, and then Alexios is like, what the fuck? These are the fucking assholes they sent?
Yeah.
He's like, what the fuck, dude?
yeah.
Locks them out. Fucking Constantinople.
Well, because the Turks at that time were like overconfident, right? Like that's what that was. Like they left the city like unprotected, basically.
What do you mean?
Isn't that what you're saying?
No, dude. So the Eastern Empire, the fucking People's Crusade.
Oh, it's all right.
Yeah, they made it. They made it to Constantinople.
They made it to the fucking capital,
and they
dude.
were
They made it.
raiding. Halfway there, they were like, "Fuck, we don't have shit.
Yeah,
Like, we got to start stealing from Christians." So
that's right. That's right.
the Emperor Alexius is like, "These are the fucking assholes you send,
Yeah,
Pope Urban." Like,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Nah, dude, we got like an army coming. Like,
right.
just send those guys over the water."
right.
So that's
right,
what he
right.
does, dude. Sends them over knowing that they're gonna get slaughtered. He's like, fuck these assholes. They're killing and fucking pillaging my towns. That's bullshit. That's not what I asked for. So he sends these January 6 assholes across the river. Constantinople, of course, modern day Istanbul. It's a city, across 2 continents. So he sends them over.
Yeah.
And the first attack against the actual Turks wiped out immediately. 3,000 of them survived. And the rest were either fucking murdered or sent into slavery or forcibly converted to Islam, dude. So that's how that ended.
That's just like the goal though too, because that's not even. That's what the whole purpose of this thing was. It was to murder. Okay, like, look, let me be very clear here. Christian Catholics and what they were trying to do was pilgrimage back to their what they believed was their holy land. So all of what we've just talked about just now was 100% of them believing that is rightfully theirs. That's why this is righteous. That's why we can kill these people. That's why we can fucking
We're even going to kill Christians to do it.
Yeah.
Like, we're even going to steal from them.
They don't give
Well, these were
a goddamn fuck, but it's like
these were the January 6th assholes. Nobody else did that.
Yeah. No, but even past that, I mean, I know the People's Crusades is silly and just like how fucking ridiculous that was, like portrayed. Like, dude, they're fucking nobodies, dude. But I don't think that was
We look like assholes, man.
I don't think it was successful for them by any stretch of the imagination.
Not a fucking...
No, they fucking...
One bit. And multiple times they sent word to this Peter the Hermit guy, and they're like, dude, wait for the fucking army. We'll give you guys weapons. We'll give you guys food. Like, what are you doing? And he's like, fuck that, dude. We're on a mission from God. We're going, like,
very
and
Blues
just kept
Brothers,
going. And they were like, God damn it, dude. What are you doing? Like,
we're on a mission from Ged. Fucking, he's waiting for Elroy to like just give him a nod.
So while that's going on, the princes.
Okay, lay it on me on the princes.
You want to talk about the princes?
Lay it on me on the princes, dog.
So while that's going on, the People's Crusade.
The People's Crusade was a joke, though, right?
It was
like we're on the same page.
It was a complete joke.
Yeah, these guys.
It was a complete joke.
It's January 6th. A bunch of fucking guys being like, "We're gonna go and we're gonna fucking change the world.
We're gonna take the
today,
Holy Land." Man. And they're like, "No, you're not, dude." They got slaughtered when they encountered the Turks.
Nancy Pelosi got a haircut, and she shouldn't.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. They didn't even know what to fucking say. Like, just assholes, dude. Bunch of fat dudes with selfie sticks, man. Oh,
we're gonna climb over these walls, dude.
They're like, that's a bad idea. Like, don't do that.
The funniest thing that came out of those most
and then they shot that one woman. They were like, "Whoa, dude! Like, what the fuck? What
a real bullet? What happened?
You never saw it, January 6th?
No.
They're like trying to break through this door, and the Capitol Police are standing there like, do not come through this fucking door. They shot that woman in the fucking face.
What?
You've never seen that?
Somebody murdered someone?
The Capitol Police shot that woman. You never seen this?
Dude, no.
She's got an American flag wearing like a cape, dude. And they literally are screaming at. There's 5 Capitol Police like barricading this door, and it's like a glass door, so you can see, you know.
Sure.
And he's like, "Do not come any fucking further, or I'm gonna shoot you." And this woman just keeps going. They just blast her in the fucking face, and then all the other dudes go like, "Whoa, man! Like, what the fuck?" And they're like, "Asshole."
Also,
what do you think is happening?
You're giving a warning, you fucking dunce, dude. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, you really never saw it?
Never seen that, dude.
Dude, that's hilarious.
When that January 6th shit happened, I was like, I was unaware of it. I see it on the news, and I literally just was like, I mean, what are they going to do?
It's a bunch of fucking dickheads.
Yeah. Dude. But then what angered me was a year later, they're like, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go back and give you a special on what happened on January 6th. It was a travesty.
Insurrection. It's
just
like
the worst thing that has ever happened.
Dude, I forgot to bring this up during our Belfast episode about the IRA. I was like, that is an insurrection.
Oh, yeah.
The January 6th thing is pussy shit.
The January 6th thing was fandom, dude. I don't think people in America, dude, nobody in the United States today could tell you what a real revolution looks like, because the last time that ever happened, and it was peace and love in the 60s. People don't know to this, like, dude, people who don't have parents that were from fucking a different culture, a different time, a fucking communist socialist place. Dude, I see chicks today that have fucking on their fucking, I'll match purposefully with a chick that says that she wants to be with a socialist and be like, yeah, you know what? Socialists didn't fucking cut my dad a chance. They wanted to cut his fucking throat and bury my mom while she was pregnant. And then I obviously just get erased from their from their match.
Yeah.
But that's just
God damn,
stupid.
dude.
There was a chick who was like,
Dark,
please be socialist. And I was like, I'm going to swipe right on you. And I'm going to be like, oh my God, that's so crazy that you're socialist. One of the things that happened in my life. Oh, fuck. But that's all right. So we can round it back to.
Yeah, all right. So the People's Crusade ends in disaster.
Yeah.
And the whole time while it's going on, the actual army, the Western Army, the Western Catholic Army, is being led by nobles from France and Germany and Italy. And they're kind of building this 60,000 strong army that's starting to march. And they keep telling this asshole, dude, fucking wait for us and you can be a part of this actual army. But they kept going like dickheads. So then the real fucking army shows up, dude. And they show up in
real
the real
knights.
fucking the real knights show up.
Knights.
60,000 of them. And again, it's all led by nobles from France, Germany, and Italy. And they mean business, dude. This is where the actual crusade starts, man. So the real army fucking gets to Constantinople.
Yeah.
And Alexius, the guy who fucking threw the paper airplane,
Yeah.
he was just like expecting like not 20,000 assholes, but like 20,000 guys he could just like throw into his army.
Yeah.
And then this massive force shows up with noblemen leading it. He's like, fuck, I don't have control of these guys.
Yeah.
So he makes them swear an oath, all of them, that first of all, you'll be loyal to the Byzantine Empire. Secondly, that whatever lands you conquer, you'll give back to me, because that was my shit the Muslims stole.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, buddy, sure.
Yeah, that shit gets thrown
they're
out
like,
the
yeah,
fucking window.
Yeah, okay, man.
As soon as that ends, that shit gets thrown out the window.
So meanwhile, while that army's arriving, there's also tension in the Muslim world because everybody hates these Turks that have come in and taken over. The Egyptian Muslims especially fucking hate their guts, dude.
Yeah.
So there's infighting and shit. So they're weak. Which is part of the reason they lose the First Crusade. So the 60,000 strong army fucking just starts pumping through, basically along the coast through Turkey.
That's what I want to say too. The territory, because if you think about a war in general, this like just in terms of land, in terms of power of where you are, all of this happens on like the coastal fucking region here.
Yeah, because like it just gets them to their destination the quickest, obviously, the Holy Land.
Yes.
And like they don't give it's overseas territory. Like it's not their neighbor. They're not trying to take over the entirety of modern day Turkey, which was called Anatolia at the time.
Right.
So yeah, they're just cruising along the coast, dude.
Yeah.
Just taking over cities, dude.
Yeah.
Fucking laying siege, dude. Fucking.
These fucking guys at this point.
Fucking hardcore.
All right.
Dude.
So look, if we're gonna get fucking heavy metal here at this point, the fact that the Christians had won because they were like under fucking. They had less people, less armor, less fucking bullshit, less. They had no chance of winning this, but it was just. I mean, all right. If I can just shout out the fucking Christians right now, just had bigger dicks, dude. All right, they just flopped out a bigger dick and
dude,
they won,
and
that was massive to fucking the Crusades,
dude.
They considered it a miracle. I'd love to go into if it's actually considered a miracle. That's what they called it, though. They should have never won that fucking war. They should have never won the first Crusade. That should have never fucking happened. But the fact that they fucking ended up winning was considered a miracle. That's why the first Crusade is so, like, the first Crusade and the third Crusade are two of the most important that happened throughout this, like, 300-year thing.
Yeah, so you're pretty much right. They catch a couple lucky breaks.
A little.
But also, like, because, like, the Muslims at times, like, because they didn't have such a strong central leadership, like, even when they outnumbered the Christians at times, they didn't win just because of whatever. We'll get to it in a second. But the first battle or town they take over was Nicaea, dude.
That's right. That's what I was going to
Fucking
get into.
siege of Nicaea, dog.
Right,
Let's talk sieges, dude.
Yeah.
Let's talk fucking sieges, dude. So, weapons called siege engines.
Yeah.
All right. The one that was most used was the siege tower. So this was a massive wooden column on wheels that basically had steps going up it and then a platform on top.
Okay.
And it was covered by calf skin. So when they dumped like hot oil and shit, it would just absorb into the calf skin and wouldn't light up, you wouldn't burn and shit. Basically, you had some cover.
Sure.
So they'd push these giant things up against the fucking... Because all these cities were fucking surrounded by massive walls and like towers and shit.
Yeah.
So they had to use these siege weapons. So they're rolling these fucking things up and just sending guys over until one of them makes it over. And I thought what was interesting
Dude, can you imagine fucking waiting for your boy to be like, get up there, you motherfucker. Get up. Oh, he fucking did it.
What I thought was so fucking crazy is
Dude.
they always said whenever one guy would make it over, the guys on the inside would start running and retreating. I'm like, what are you doing? Stay, like, you just fucking lost, man. And then all of a sudden, 40 fucking guys pull over.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next thing, they also use battering rams. Again, just a giant fucking tree with chains.
You guys seen
40
this, guys?
fucking
This is
guys. William
made
Wallace shit, dude.
made famous by Peter Jackson in the what's it called?
Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers.
The Disney movie Up.
Yeah, that's a good one, man. Yeah, and like we were talking about before, these siege engines are all upgrades because they've never have all the castles and shit in England and Europe are fucking shit. They've never actually had to have such amazing technology to win one of these battles, so they had to upgrade all this shit. So, also. Mangonels, which are catapults and trebuchets. And then I thought this was cool. Ballistas, which are giant fucking crossbows. So they'd load up, like, if you've seen Game of Thrones, dude, when they're trying to shoot those giant arrows at the fucking dragons, dude. Yeah, man, they were shooting those at fucking towers full of human beings.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, man. And just a couple quotes that I got from this book. We were waiting. Oh, and most of like the history is from guys who were actually there. And there were historians who went with the Crusade parties as well. But they got a lot of firsthand accounts because a lot of these guys did live and went back home and shit. Just a couple quick quotes. We were wading in blood up to our ankles. We seized gold, food, horses. It was just basically whenever the Christians took a town, as soon as they got over that wall, it was fucking on, dude. Yeah. They were killing everybody in sight, raping people, stealing whatever they could. It was a fucking massacre every single time.
People need to, especially Christians, I feel like. I grew up Christian, grew up Catholic.
Christian.
I feel like people need to understand the Crusades before. Like, that should maybe be the first thing that gets taught. And maybe the second, then, like, you could open up with, like, Christ died for you. Be as good as this guy was. He was real. He's in several different religions. Also, millions of people died. So I think it was like 2 to 6 million people in Europe died from the Crusades in 300 years. And also 60 to 70 million people there. You do the math. I don't fucking know how that works. But at the same time, that's just like so many people dying for. What do you like? Your medieval times was such a powerful time to
Great
just be
restaurant.
like. Such a fucking crazy time to just be like, we have magic religion powers, dude. Like, fuck. And what are you gonna do? You're gonna be a peasant who doesn't agree with it? I mean, at that time, I would probably be dead right away. I'd be like, you guys are fucking stupid.
Dude, just going on top of what you were just saying, people were so fucking juiced still by that halftime speech made by Urban. Like, that is one of the reasons when they got into this town, like, they didn't even think.
That's all I kept thinking
Because they were like, I'm going to go to Valhalla no matter what, even if I kill everybody here.
Yeah.
So let's fucking do this, man.
But again, the implication
I was
of
like, I looked to my looked to my left, looked to my right. I was like, you ready to do this?
yeah, dude. But that was just the power of that, and that remains the power of religion, where your afterlife. One of the things that Pope Urban II said was like, look, you're going to do this. We belong here. We're like giving a fucking Hitler type speech. And he says, look, if you're really bad, we'll figure things out in purgatory.
Bro, it's going to be good.
Oh my God, dude. Purgatory is the Christian fucking, like, the waiting room, dude. You ever been in a fuck?
It's the dentist waiting room.
It's the queue. You know when you're at laser tag and you're in the queue to go up?
Yeah.
That's what the fuck that is. Yeah. Just like, am I in group 6? Am I in group? Oh, no, I gotta wait. I'm waiting for group 7 and 9. 7 and 9, there's 10 and 12 people. I'm gonna be one of those. And they're like,
it's God's waiting room, dude.
They're like, no. That's what that is. And it's such bullshit. You keep people in the loop, or you keep, like, dude, I know people who are, like, deathly serious today in 2022 about being in purgatory. They're like, I need for you to pray for me, because if I'm in purgatory, I'm just there, and it's a vast nothingness.
I mean, I think Paulie from The Sopranos said it best. He's like, you add up all your mortal sins, you add up all your venial sins. I figure when I get to purgatory, I'll have to stay there for like 637 years. He goes, but when you're thinking about eternity, I could do that shit standing on my fucking head.
Oh my God.
Yeah, no, just real quick sidebar. Something else that was going on at the time. So like we said, it was 1095, back in 1095. So people, you remember when Y2K happened? And people were like,
no, what happened?
Shit's going to end. They were like,
what did they
dog.
mean? What did you mean?
They were like, dog.
Dude, Y2K is the dumbest fucking thing. Like Y2K and the Aztec calendars.
Genuine concern.
Yeah. What are you doing?
They figured it out well before it happened.
What is it going to be, a rock?
They coded it with 2 numbers instead of 4. That's all it is. So they thought all their systems were going to crash.
Yeah.
It wasn't going to, sure how it was going to.
Hey.
Nothing happened, man.
Hey, I know, I was there, guy.
Oh, I thought you were fucking around, dude. You actually didn't know. I was like, are you kidding me? You fucking dickhead. I thought you were fucking serious.
No, dude. I thought that was the dumbest. I was fucking 13. I'm like, why do they think the world's going to end, dude? Why? Because they didn't put 2 numbers around? Like, they didn't put 2 extra numbers?
But anyway, so just the general feeling of panic or whatever that something's going to happen just because the millennia was ending. People had the same kind of sentiment around this time in Europe because they thought when 1100 happens, some people thought the world was going to end.
Okay.
And also people got really into like, for lack of a better term, astrology, shit happening in the sky. They started like
I'm a Libra.
seeing meteors as signs, which happens a number of times throughout the Crusades. They're like, dude, you see that meteor?
Yeah.
It was headed straight for the Muslim camp, dude.
Yeah.
They're weak, dude. We should attack tomorrow. Yeah. Like dumb shit like that, dude.
Yeah.
No. All right, so they take Nicaea and they head to Antioch. And this is huge for a couple reasons.
Yeah.
Because this is the first real pushback by...
We're talking 1100s, mid 1100s?
This is same year.
Okay,
so this is like 1096.
Okay.
So, Siege of Antioch. We should also say these sieges last like 6 months to a year.
If that.
Because they clear out all the fucking surrounding cities and towns and pillage them, get all the food, get all the supplies they can, and then they're like, we've got them surrounded. Let's fucking build the fucking stair stepper and jump into their fucking hangout, dude.
These guys went into everyone's record store and we're like, all right, do you have all the Bobby Caldwell? All right, let's get the fuck out of here, dude.
That's hilarious. So they start the siege of Antioch, and they eventually take the town. But the Muslims send a massive retaliation army. And that pussy in Byzantium, in Constantinople, retreats his fucking army and leaves the Crusaders there. So this is the first major split between the Crusaders and the Eastern Empire, dude.
But here's one thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
Here's one thing, too, because when we talk about, who was it you were saying? Because the Byzantine Empire, they had asked.
They fucking bitched out this whole
But
thing.
that's the thing. But didn't they? So they asked for the Christian.
They asked for this whole thing to happen.
Yes. But then also, as soon as it fucking ended, or as soon as like
It started, they were like, fuck,
the Christians were like, yeah, we'll get you back, dude. Like, that's what it was. That's what it was.
Pointing at them, they're like,
yeah, it wasn't so
winking
much
at them like, yeah, man, we'll give you your shit back. Sure, dude, whatever.
It wasn't
Fucking
so much
pussy.
the Byzantine Empire. Just,
Can't handle the Turks by yourself. Fucking bitch, dude.
It wasn't so much that the fucking Byzantine Empire was like, hey, we'd like to have that, like what we all agreed on. There was like numerous accounts of like, as soon as the Christians conquered, like
They're like, yeah, dude, fuck you.
They're like, hey,
well, this is one of the main reasons.
Yeah.
This right here.
Yeah.
Because he retreats his fucking army because he thinks the retaliation army of the Turks is going to decimate them. So he recalls them back and just leaves like these 20,000 Crusaders, and they're like, fuck, dude. These fucking pussies. So they're like devastated. Like their army is done.
Yeah.
They're sitting in Antioch, and they're like, dude, like, we might be fucked here. We just took this city. Like, we're starving. And that's the one thing. So a lot of these soldiers are starving, so they're having hallucinations.
That's right. Yeah.
And they
that's where
so this
Saladin,
one guy.
That's where I was.
No, real
but
quick.
you do what you're saying.
Let me find this guy's fucking name, dude. I want to get it right. Yeah, Peter Bartholomew, this fucking French guy. So somehow a rumor gets started that the Holy Lance, this relic, is in Antioch. The Holy Lance is the spear that killed Jesus.
Spear of Destiny.
Yeah, the Spear of Destiny. Yeah, that's a way better name. The Spear of Destiny.
Spear of Destiny.
So
that's what killed Christ.
They start scouring
Allegedly.
the city, and they can't find it. And then this guy, Peter Bartholomew, because they're all starving. So he has this vision of the Holy Mother Mary, that tells him where the spear is. And they're like, yeah, dude, we can't find it, like all the noblemen. And this guy, Peter, just goes, hey, I found something. And they're all like, what? Dude, you found something. And then all the rest of the soldiers were like, yeah! So there's this massive army heading their way. And they're like, fuck that, dude. We're not going to defend the gates. We're going to go out there and fight them.
Yeah.
So outnumbered like 6-1, they charged the Turks, dude. This retaliation army.
Yeah.
And what did the Turks do, dude? They fucking run like bitches, dude. Because they did not expect it. All these crazy assholes just charged them immediately. And they're like, oh, fuck. And so they take Antioch, dude.
Yeah.
So one other thing I just want to cover real quick. The first Crusader state is born. That happens before the siege of Antioch. Oh, Edessa. So Baldwin I, who eventually becomes king of Jerusalem, the Armenian Christians, while they're riding through, they're like, hey, dude, drive like 40 miles east. Take a little detour. Help us out. So one of the noblemen, this guy Baldwin, takes his little band of guys and takes over this town called Edessa, not Odessa, Edessa.
Yeah.
And that's the first Crusader state. They make him king of this principality. And then later he becomes king of Jerusalem. But this is the first Crusader state. So this, Tripoli, Jerusalem.
Oh, that's right.
And then there's one other one that I'm forgetting.
Yeah.
Those eventually become the Crusader states after the First Crusade. But so anyways, one other thing that happens at this time, the Egyptian Muslims take back Jerusalem from the Turks and actually go to the Crusaders with a party. And they're like, dude, we fucking hate the Turks. Like, we just took back Jerusalem. Like, can we be boys? Like, let's sign a fucking treaty, dude. Like, you can send people here all you want, dude. We don't give a shit. Yeah. We hate the fucking Turks, dude. We'll help you kill them. Yeah. And they were like, nah, dude, but the Pope told us to take it.
Yeah.
So, fuck off. And they're like, shit. All right. So then, after they take Antioch, they head to Jerusalem.
Yeah.
With 12,000 guys. Not even enough to encircle the city. They had no supplies. They had no wood to build any fucking siege engines until they got reinforced by 2 ships that sailed in from fucking Cyprus. They dismantled the ships and built some fucking siege towers, baby. And they got over that wall. And they fucking take Jerusalem.
You're talking real intense.
And they kill everyone. They killed everyone.
Yeah.
Last quote about the siege of Jerusalem, because it's fucking gnarly. Blah, 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 seizing a bunch of shit. Then in the morning, we went to the sepulcher and prayed, and then they just ended up beheading a bunch of people. So I want you to talk about that.
Good segue going in.
I want you to talk
about
that.
That's the massacre of Aida. Okay, the massacre of Aida was in the Third Crusade. Okay, that's exactly where I was leading into.
Oh, this is from the first one. They did it a bunch of times.
Oh, they did it a bunch of times. This is where they. So people need to understand also how gruesome this was. Like you talk about the Crusades, and that's one of the things I like to talk about. I knew a person who was a deacon, like a 70-year-old man. We have very good theological conversations, and I like to just kind of jokingly be like, hey, man, also, Crusades are kind of fucked up. And he's like, you have to do what you have to do sometimes. He's like, if we were here 100 years ago, 1,000 years ago, it'd be different. But we kind of won, but we kind of lost, But anyways, the first Crusade, which is what we've kind of been into extensively, and the Third Crusade. So this is pretty much 1191 in that area. And this goes into 1291. So it almost lasts 300 years, which we've kind of already talked about. But the guy that I'd like to talk about
Yeah, we can just skip around from here.
yeah, Saladin, dude. This guy, and I'm pretty sure
Saladin's a fucking boss.
I'm
dude.
pretty sure I'm butchering his name, but he was like a good guy, and then a bad guy, and then like
I like this guy.
I like him. I like him too. So look, during the Third Crusade, after the fall of Acre, when Richard I had more than 2,000 Muslim prisoners of war from the captured city, were beheaded in front of Ayyubid armies of Sultan Saladin. So this guy, Saladin, has more than 2,000 of his men fucking sawed their heads off in front of him. Okay? What is your face while your men are like, anything, boss, please, boss, please say anything so I don't die, boss.
Please
and
say.
they're just like, we're on bone now.
God damn, dude.
And then, spewing. Anyways, I wanted to make that very graphic for people. But despite the attacks, the Muslim forces during the killings, the Christian crusaders were able to retire in good order. Saladin subsequently ordered various crusader prisoners of war to be executed in retaliation. This is like, so when this happens, the retaliation is like just as bad too. Like the massacre is horrible. There's a number of Muslim prisoners from the city that would not bow to the quote unquote true cross. Okay? Which is the red cross with white surrounding of,
Yeah.
So 100,000 pieces of gold and 1,600 Christians were held captive by Saladin. A deal was struck and a deadline was set for Saladin to fulfill his part. But these guys didn't fucking trust each other. Like,
No.
you're already at this point where you're like, dude, this guy can lick the back of my fucking bag, dude. He didn't give a fuck after that. After the agreed time limit for the Saracens to hand over the cross had been expired. Oh, that's right, Richard I, right? I think that's Richard I. Yeah, King Richard I is the guy who's kind of calling the shots for England. Increased under the impression of Saladin was stalling. Decided to have his hostages publicly
Richard the
executed.
Lionheart.
Yeah, he had a courageous heart, that fucking guy. That's what I heard. On August 16, Richard ordered that all the prisoners from Acre should be taken to a small hill called Ayadea. There in full view of the Ayyubid army in Saladin's own field headquarters, around 3,000 soldiers, men, women, and children from the city were put to the sword, dog.
Yeah, man.
Just not giving a good goddamn fuck.
Yeah, so what they would do is, if the Christians would conquer a Muslim city, they eventually started to do what's called ransoming, which is what you're saying. So, like, they'd be like, all right, so it's 15 gold pieces for every man. And then they'd, like, negotiate, or they'd force him to convert, or they'd kill him. But then, like, in this particular situation, Richard was like, all right, you owe us 50 or whatever it was. They send the 50 and they go, you sent 40, man. Even though he actually sent 50?
Yeah.
And then they killed him anyway, dude.
Yeah.
And then Saladin killed fucking his guys, dude. So
Yeah.
that's just basically what this becomes. It just becomes a fucking massive back and forth.
Yes.
Various
exactly.
quests over the course of 200 years. Towns get taken, retaken, fucking tons of people die. It just becomes a massive fucking shit
Saladin
show.
had tons of Crusader soldiers and Christians, civilians executed, just didn't give a fuck. When he conquered Jerusalem, Saladin released most Christian prisoners from ransom. See, that's like
the back and forth that I read from this guy was like, he like had he was like a general that was like, dude, like it's hard to, you can't be a general and have feelings. You can't, like, just universally. We're not even just talking about this particular situation, but he had like a soul, he had a conscience. There was points where I think he knew that he had lost, and there was points where I think he knew he had won. And even the points where he knew, that's the difference. The points where he knew that he had won, he was also forgiving, I should say. Like that, which I can't say, I don't think I can say about the Christians, because Saladin was part of the Muslims just being like, look, man, we just fucked you up. I could give you like 17 people that you want right now, and I'm going to do that out of good faith because, like, they're like...
That's exactly it.
Women, kids, and like, whatever. But the Christians...
They fucking were massacred.
We don't give a fuck,
No,
dude.
so they changed because of him. And I don't know how true to... So this book I read basically said, like, the term chivalry really developed around this time because after Saladin retook Jerusalem,
Yeah.
that was the first time where he did that, where he's like, I'm not going to burn any buildings. We're not just going to kill everybody. We're going to take everybody hostage, and we're going to do this ransom thing.
Yeah.
And then he eventually like got negotiated down, let a bunch of people go for free. But the idea of treating other nobility as equals, even if you just were fighting them, that starts to become a thing. And that's where the term chivalry kind of develops.
Damn.
And this whole culture of chivalry develops in medieval Europe. They kind of took that from Saladin because they were barbaric against these cities retaking them. And then he retook it, and they were like, he just made us look like we look like assholes right now, man.
That's all you can call that. That's very... I didn't know that. Like, because the words that are synonymous with, like, barbaric, like, just being a savage, horrible human. But Saladin was credited of just being like...
Yeah.
If you guys can understand that you lost, here, take your fucking women and children and call it a fucking day.
Yeah, he demanded money, but like he was like, all right, give me 30, you fucking asshole. Like, you can have your fucking people back. Like, no. So real quick, we just kind of skip. We probably won't go past the Third Crusade.
Because obviously
there's too much shit. There's too much shit to talk about. There's too many people. But let's just say real quick too. What was I just gonna say? Sorry, go ahead.
No, but ultimately at the end of the day, I had said probably like at the top of the hour was like, no matter what happened with these,
the first one is what's important, dude.
The first
how
one
fucking
and the
metal
third,
that shit was.
The
dude.
first one and the third one, I think are the most
it's a
important.
fucking 9 Inch Nails music video, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Just to kind of recap what we've talked about, First Crusade was essentially a call for help from the Byzantine Empire, and we were like, yeah, sure, dude, whatever, fuck you.
Yeah, we dragged our... Christians dragged their fucking...
So basically, they ruined their relation because they knew that the Turks were going to run them over, but they had no other choice. So we came.
But they won ultimately.
Yeah, but
which was a quote unquote miracle.
It was the end of them, no matter what. Eventually, and we're not going to get into that because it's just too much. So that was the First Crusade. The Western Church going, we're retaking the Holy Land. Second Crusade was the Muslims are pushing back. We have these new established Crusader states. There's some French word that's all these guys were French who ended up staying there and ruling these kingdoms. County of Edessa, Principality of Antioch, County of Tripoli, Kingdom of Jerusalem. Kingdom of Jerusalem was the main one. That was the big dick. Baldwin eventually becomes king there. So Second Crusade was about defending the pushback of Muslims, trying to get it back.
And all these people who wanted to.
Third Crusade.
But again, it's like...
Third Crusade was all about
The Third Crusade was...
everybody saw Saladin, dude.
Yeah.
Because he united the Muslims.
That's what I was just about to say.
Dude,
Third Crusade
it was all about
Muslims
Saladin.
being like,
dude, we're fucking in, dude.
this isn't happening how they think it's
Oh,
going to happen.
also something we missed, the concept of jihad. That was the second crusade. I mean, there's really not much, dude. That was kind of that was the whole reason. This guy Zengi took over Edessa, the county of Edessa. So the first Crusader state is the first one to fall too, because Baldwin pieces out. He's like, dude, I'm going to Jerusalem. Fuck this piece of shit place, dude. Armenians later. So he becomes king of Jerusalem, and the Muslims retake it. And their leader, he kind of incorporates the concept of jihad, like the holy war of Muslims. That's kind of where that starts.
It's on that day.
Yeah. And that was the second crusade.
Yeah.
I just wanted to talk about a couple fucking funny things. So we talked about the chivalry, right? Yeah, we talked about that. So just a couple quick things. Military orders start to pop up after the First Crusade. So the Teutonic Knights, Sovereign Order of Malta, they were called the Hospitallers or something at the time. And then the biggest one is the Knights Templar.
Okay.
And these are just the big dick knights that are basically like, why don't we keep doing this?
Yeah.
Why don't we keep fighting? And these are like the best soldiers. They're also religious clergymen, most of them.
Yeah.
So you're a monk
But you're
or
also
a priest.
trained.
You're also shredding dudes.
Yeah.
With a fucking broadsword.
Yeah.
And a bunch of those become super powerful, especially the Knights Templar throughout the Crusades. Teutonic Knights, dude, they eventually take over a piece of Europe. They just give it to them. They're like, Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth was like, we don't know what to do with this. You guys just... They take over a piece of Europe, dude. It's fucking nuts. Also, the Crusades weren't just limited to the Middle East. The retaking of Spain happens during the Second Crusade. That's when it starts. So northern Spain is all Christian. The rest of the country is Muslim. That's when those missions start. And they're actually successful in Spain.
Yeah.
And by the end of it, they have retaken control of Spain and Portugal. They're all gone.
Yeah.
They're not all gone, but after the Inquisition, which happens after, then they're all fucking gone. Oh, and then a couple other things. There were Northern Crusades. So, like, but then there were also just, like, pockets of weird Slavic people that were, like, pagans still. And then going into Russia, they were Eastern Orthodox, but they were like, what the fuck are they up to?
Let's
send a crusade into there, dude.
Which is crazy. Like,
just for the fuck of it.
When you say, like, it's funny to call people pagan, and it's like, oh, you mean people minding their own goddamn business?
Yeah, pretty much.
I just think that's so. No, but I get what you're saying. Like, the Crusades weren't just. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so they just sent people up there. The one I wanted to talk about, though, this happened during the First Crusade, was the Norwegian Crusade, which is fucking hilarious. So the Norwegian king, I got to get this guy's name, King Sigurd I, Sigurd the Crusader.
Sigurd the Crusader.
So he gets in a ship with 5,000 guys, 60 ships, 5,000 guys.
This thing's huge.
He heeds the call, dude. He fucking heard Urban the Second, dude. He's like, I love Metallica, dude. I love Metallica. So he takes 5,000 men and sails all the way around from Norway to north of Jerusalem. So his first stop is in England.
How? Wait, where did this motherfucker go?
Down
and around Africa?
No, because it's it's like Spain and Portugal. Then you cut right.
Oh yeah.
So, all right, so he goes to England and he's like, "Hey, it's winter. Let me store my shit here." And they're like, "Okay, just fucking leave after."
Yeah.
And then he gets all the way to the northern part of Spain that's still Christian. And again, by the time he gets there, it's winter again because that's how fucking long it takes.
Yeah, I was gonna say, dude.
So again, they're like, "Yeah, you can store your shit here." And then he just fights his way along the coast all the way until he gets to Italy. So he fights from around Spain. So he already has sailed from Norway around to Spain and gets to Italy. He's like, "Fuck yeah, dude. Our crusade has just begun." Like 5,000 miles or whatever that is. And again, dude, 60 ships of guys just going... fucking, these crazy ass Norwegian dudes, these fucking
60 ships of guys just fucking playing
these fucking
Slayer,
Vikings,
dude.
listening to Slayer for 5,000 miles, just going, "Yes, let's go!" And
Can't fucking wait till we land.
and then
bro.
they never fucking relented, and they took part in one huge battle. And I gotta find this battle. Hold on.
Oh my god, dude.
Siege of Saladin, which is in Syria.
What year is this? What year is it?
Yeah. Let me get the year.
Because this is
It's 1110. So this was in
right.
between First
This is
Crusade
maybe-
and Second.
yeah.
So he missed it all. He was like, "Where's the action, boys?" He finally gets here. They're like,
This guy's been surfing for days, bro.
Like, who the
Trying to
fuck-
find the big wave, bro.
he's like, "I am King Sigurd from Norway." And they're like, "Dude, these guys are fucking massive." Just these Viking assholes.
Look, we got a guy named the Mountain, bro. He's like, they're like, that's great. Look, we need him over here to fucking serve drinks to other people. Dude.
So they win, and he's like, "My crusade is over." And he sells his ships to the Byzantines, and they give him horses, and he goes home.
Oh, what the fuck, dude?
But he leaves a bunch of his guys there. I just thought it was funny, dude. He sailed all the way from fucking Norway.
For his beliefs, dude.
Yeah.
For his fucking indulgences.
I think that was the last thing I wanted to talk about, dude.
Yeah. That's a trip, dude.
Oh, okay. So why that's important
Yeah.
is because he's the first ruler or king to partake. Before it was all just like noblemen, counts, like nobody who was actually like a king participated in the Crusades.
No, dude.
So then
No, wait. King Edward the First.
this is before that. That's what I'm saying. This spurs that on.
Okay.
Yeah. So then, like you said, Richard the Lionheart
Yeah, that guy's a puss.
and the Holy Roman Emperor, which is who you're talking about. Yeah. So Frederick.
Yes. Frederick
Yeah,
Barbarossa.
He drowned in a fucking river. Dude.
I know he did. I know.
He didn't even make it.
Look, man, I'm just saying,
That's
dog.
what spurred them on, though, to get in the mix.
But
This,
also,
they're like, "Did you hear about the fucking king in Norway, dude? We look like assholes, man." That's what. That's just a series of. We look like assholes.
I just feel like those guys could have brought so much more to the table. Can you imagine? So look, that ultimately we're talking. Now we're at the end here again. The Crusades did very little for Christianity. It was
It's pretty fucking metal, though.
all
dude.
we can say is how fucking brutal Christians were. We fucking cut off heads in front of their fucking in front of their general.
Yeah.
Like we fucking sawed off fucking heads, over 2,000 of them. Okay.
The Muslims did too, though.
Yeah. There's retaliation all day, obviously.
But no, the beginning, the Christians were fucking out of their minds, dude. Berserkers going off, dude. Going off. Standing in blood up to their ankles, dude.
Yeah.
Pillaging, dude. That's why
Yeah.
the first Crusades is so fucking nuts.
The first
man.
Crusade's amazing.